Hello viewers, hope all are fine and safe. I've come with another snacks. It's a banana delight, famous in Malabar, Kerala, known as Unakaya. And this is made up of Kerala banana. Okay. And when you take the banana, make sure that they are not too ripe. It should be somewhere medium size ripe. Okay. If it is too ripe, then you might have to add up some rice flour into it to make a dough. I mean, it'll come out. It'll come its way, the process and all. So it's not a ripe banana. And just a tip, okay. If you don't want your bananas to get ripe, you can just tie it with a cling film, cling wrapper or a aluminum foil. You can just tie and keep it like this, so it will not get further ripened. I got it 2 days ago, so it's fine. This is apt. And this is about 1.5 kgs of banana. You may store this also in your freezer for your future use. So that's why I'm making a little extra. So let's start with the process. So I'm just going to cut off the head and tail of each bananas. This is a Nendra banana. Sorry, I forgot to mention. This is a Nendra banana, the Kerala banana, which I'm making. And there is no option for this. This is the only. It is made with this only. So it's all ready now. Now next, I'm going to steam this. For that, I'll put this into the steamer. I'm using idli maker for this, for the steaming of this. I'll be steaming it for say 5 minutes. By seeing the skin of the banana, you'll come to know whether it's steamed or not. So I'll just show you how to steam. Okay, my steamer is bubbling hot. If you don't have a steamer, you may keep a plate or something and do it in a cooker. But make sure that the water doesn't touch the banana. Okay. And just leave it on this, and we'll be steaming for 5 minutes. You don't have to cut it, because anyway I'm going to mash all this bananas. Okay, so 5 minutes, I'll be back. So while our banana is getting steamed, I'll just move on to the next step, which is melting the jaggery. I can give you a small window of variation here. You may use sugar instead, but still I suggest you use this jaggery. So for this, I'm just using a small glass. Okay, so 2-3 tablespoons of water, so that this just gets melted. Okay, you only want to melt this, so that you can get rid of any impurities. By any chance, if you feel that like some white color jaggery and all, it's said to be that it doesn't have any impurity. In that case, you can just grate it and include it. I don't want to take a chance, so I'm just melting this. I'll melt, then I'll filter out, and then I'll be using it. So 2 things are going on now. One is melting the jaggery, and another is boiling the banana. So after this, I'll show you next step. We'll go step by step. I don't want to confuse. Oh, I forgot. When you're melting this, if you're going to melt your jaggery, just leave it in a low flame, so that it will melt automatically. So our jaggery is fully melted. You only have to melt it. You don't need to make it concentrated like with one string. All that you don't have to do. Only just pour some 2 to 3 tablespoons of water and melt it. I had used about 150 grams of jaggery. Okay. If at all you are making more jaggery, it's fine. You can just store it in a bottle and keep it in the fridge. You can use for such recipes. Now let's see what's happening to our banana. So our banana is also done, I guess. How you check? Just take fork and you just prick it. It should smoothly go inside, because you know this banana has a very thick skin. So if you just don't overcook it, even that is also a problem. So always just take a fork and just pierce and see. 5 minutes it should be done. It won't take more than that. So now next is to mash these bananas. Okay, we will have to do it when it is say slightly hot at least. You can't allow it to cool completely. So I'll just take it out now and then we'll unskin it. Oh, I'm so bad in handling these hot items, but this has to be done. I don't have a shortcut for this, like how I do that rice. I don't have a shortcut, so I have to do this way. If you have any shortcuts, please you to share it with me. I don't mind. I just finished this. Okay, now before mashing, you have to cut open this and take out this vein of this. It is known that it's not good for health or it's not good for stomach, they say. When in Kerala we give this boiled banana to the kids and all, babies. So at that time also we'll take out this portion. So, and first of all, and it doesn't look good in your dish. It won't get mixed up with the dish. When you're mashing it, this will just lay out. That's why you have to just devein them. All this black portion has to be taken out. And once it gets cold, you cannot. That's the reason why I'm doing it when it's hot. Otherwise, I would have found another option for this. So, and once it gets cold, it will get stuck to it. It will not come. So this is the only time when you can take it, when it is hot. Okay. So this has to be taken out like this. Everything. Nothing should be left. Don't think it's a tough job. If you start making this, believe me, it's so yummy, so delicious. You will definitely take this pain. Okay, I'm done with one. I'll just finish off rest of all, and then I'll come back. Finish deveining all of the bananas. This is what it is, and now this goes into the dustbin, and we will now mash this banana. And I just take a fork or a masher, and then just give it a good mash. So you cannot grate it because it's already into bits. So either the masher, or if you don't have a masher, I'm going to use this masher. You can use a fork, or even if you can mash it nicely with your hands, fine. Only thing, there should not be any lumps. Okay, so I'll just finish mashing this and come. This has to be mashed when it is hot, otherwise it will be very tough for you to mash. So I've made a smooth paste out of the banana. It's no more hot. But thing is that I find there are some extra water content in my banana. So what I'm going to do to balance that, I'm going to add this is a fine rice flour powder. Okay. The one which we use for the idiyappam and all, similar powder it is. So I'm just going to add 1.5 tablespoon of rice flour, because we have to knead this into a dough, like a chapati dough. We have to knead this. Only then the finishing, when we are frying this, the finish will come out good. So adding half more. So totally I've added 2 tablespoons. Don't add too much also, it won't taste good. So about 2 to 3 tablespoons of max you can add rice flour. And then, because we have to make a patties out of this post this, that's why kneading it is a must. So let me finish kneading it and then I'll come back. So even for you also, if you're taking a banana which is overripe, so this is how you can adjust it. So I'll just finish kneading and come back. So our dough for the unaka is ready. I'll keep it for resting. I mean, we have some time to prepare the filler for this. So while we are making the filling, we let this rest for some time. Okay, so if you don't want this rice flour to be added, you have to find a banana which is half ripened. Only then you will get you don't have to use the rice flour at all. You can just directly make a dough out of it. Okay, but by any chance, if you feel that your banana is over ripened, this is how you have to make, and it should be a smooth dough like this. Okay, fine. So we'll leave it here, allow it to rest, and then we'll proceed to the next process of making a filling. So our ingredients for the fillers are ready. This is the jaggery which we had melted a while ago. I'd used about 150 grams of jaggery. So this is a melted jaggery. It's almost like a syrup. So in case if you are going to use sugar instead of the jaggery, I suggest you add a pinch of salt also. But usually because the jaggery has a bit of saltiness, so I'm not adding salt. Then about a quarter cup of all chopped dry fruits. Dry fruits of any choice, anything of your choice I suggest, and quantity also I'll leave it to your choice. Okay, and then freshly grated coconut. That is 1 cup. Plus I have some cardamom, 2 to 3 cardamom. I de-seeded it and just I've made a powder of it. If you're also going to make a powder in a mortar and a pestle like this, add half a teaspoon of sugar and then make a powder, because you know when you de-seed 2 to 3 cardamom, it will be too less a quantity to make a powder. So always add a bit of sugar also, so you will have some quantity to grind. So that's it about it. So cardamom, dry fruits, coconut and jaggery, that's all. So now let's go to the process of frying all these items. Okay, I've heated my pan and I'm going to add say 1 tablespoon of ghee. If you don't like ghee, you may add oil, but adding ghee will give some extra richness to your onagaya. And this, I'll keep the flame somewhere between medium and low, and I'll put this. This has to be roasted slightly golden. So I'll just roast this and show you in what stage it is. Okay. Almost half done now. I'm going to add the dry fruits. So this also will get roasted along with the coconut. We are yet to add the jaggery and the cardamom powder. If this filling is extra, you can always store it away. I'll teach you more recipes on how to use this particular filling. Okay, this is coming to a certain stage. I just forgot. I just want to thank all those who have subscribed my channel and also like, share and commented. Thank you for that. It's quite motivating. And also don't be selfish. Share these recipes with your family and friends also. You know, you can't have it all alone. So it's almost over. Now let's add I've reduced the flame. Let's add the jaggery. As per the requirement, you may add. You don't have to add all one at a shot. I'm adding a half now. With that, I'll add the cardamom powder. It's white in color because I said I had added some sugar. And just give it a good mix. I think this should be sufficient. So probably 100 gram of jaggery would be sufficient, I guess. So this has to be all combined together and cooked well. till it gets hardened. Not fully, but at least semi enough for it to be filled into your the dough which we have prepared. So I'll just show the final stage, else the video will run too long. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this stage because anyway once it cools down it will further thicken. So I'll leave it at this stage. Okay, when it's like bubbling kind. I'll leave it at this stage and then I'll switch off. We'll allow it to cool down completely before we fill it into the dough. Okay, so I'll come back once this cools down. If you are not going to shift this out of this pan, you'll have to keep on stirring for some time, else because since your pan is still hot, it might get burnt. So just be careful about it. Either you shift it into another pan, another plate or something, or you continue stirring for some more time. Okay. It looks so delicious, isn't it? Like a halwa it is looking. So our dough and the filling is ready. Now let's start making the dumplings for the unakaya. So for that, what I'll do, I'll take as big as this, small. I'll make balls out of this, and I'll finish making balls, and then because we have to make a patty and then fill it, and then we'll complete it. So let me just finish this. I'll be making like this. Okay, as big as lemon size. By any chance if this dough is not sufficient for that filling, or the vice versa, I'll find an alternative. I mean, if it happens that the dough is more and the fillings are less, I'll fry the remaining with a different filling, which I'll be showing in a different video, or else this video will run too long. So out of the 4 bananas, we have got about 15 balls, into which we will be filling the coconut mixture which were made. So let's start making dumplings. Okay, I have a banana leaf here and I've greased this. If you don't have a banana leaf, you may take a parchment paper, butter paper, or even a plastic cover and then grease it. And then we'll take a ball like this and start making a patty. Towards the side you may just keep it little thinner and take a small portion of this. Okay, fill it. And fold it. Okay. So I'll make half like this. Seal all the sides well, so that the fillings don't come out. Seal all nicely. Okay, and then flatten it out. Okay, this is the traditional shape of the onakaya. Okay. And just start laying it on a tray so that, and it's not touch each other, and then we'll be leaving it in the fridge for about 1 hour, and then we will take it out, and you can store it, or even you can fry it immediately. Okay, so I'll just show you one more. We are towards the edge, we are keeping it thin, because anyway when you fold it, it will again become thicker. That's why towards the edges you can keep it little thin. Take out some filling. Wasn't it easy? After each recipe I ask this question. You can make this dumpling and keep it stored in the fridge. Like how I mentioned, you can first store it without touching each other for 1 hour. Okay, and post that, take it out, and then you can store it. And after sticking, just flatten it. This is the tradition, I mean this shape is known for that unagaya. And when you fry this, it will look so cute. Okay, see, cute. Now let me finish all this, else the video will run too long. So I just made two cute, yeah. So once I'm done, I'll show you. So I'm done with making all the 15 unagayas. Before it goes into the hot oil, let them chill in the fridge for some time, and then we will be frying them. I'll not be frying all of them. Some I'll be storing it away in a container. And it just happened that usually whenever I make this recipe, either the dough or the filling will be excess. Today it just happened that they were perfectly correct. So you can take it as a measurement also, in case if you are new to this. So that's it about it. So let them chill in the fridge for some time, and then we'll be frying it. Hi, so our unagaya and all have chilled nicely in the freezer. Now it's time for them to dive into the hot oil. The oil is fully hot. I mean, I heated it in the high temperature. Now once I drop this, I'll reduce it to medium flame. Since these are all bananas, I mean there's no coating on it, as soon as you draw it, there's a tendency for them to stick at the bottom of your pan. So immediately after say a minute or so, just turn it. There's not much of cooking needed, because you know this is just a boiled banana, and the stuffing is also just a coconut which you have already cooked. So slight, you know, we're just roasting them. I'm roasting this in a oil. If you roast it in a ghee, like half ghee and half oil, even that will taste very nice. So this is just perfect. I'm taking them all out. Nice. Now I'll drop the next batch. I'm only frying these many right now. Rest I've stored it away. It'll stay fresh for at least a month. I mean, I don't know beyond that, because in my house, before 1 month it gets over. Already, just taking out. I've switched off the flame also, so it's time to take out one by one. So can you see my cute Unakayas? I'll just cut open once, a little cool down a little more, then I'll just cut open, show you how. I mean, it's just awesome. So this is our Unakaya, which I've just cut open, and can you just see, it's so amazing. Believe me, it tastes heavenly. And this is my pot of Unakaya. Please do try this recipe and share your views with me, and let me know your experience. And if you have any doubt on this, please let me know so I can clear your doubts. Leave your comments on it. Fine. So have a nice day. Happy cooking. Bye bye.